Hi, and welcome back to this week's Parshat Shir on Sefer Chermon of Rav Shlomo Aviner. In this week's essay, Rav Aviner addresses himself to some of the unique qualities of Yosef, how he inherited them, how they manifest in his life, and how they form some of the underpinnings of the debate between him and his brothers, of the struggle between him and his brothers, of the misunderstanding between him and his brothers, of those many approaches trying to understand what the source of the discrepancy between them was. Rav Aviner actually sheds a bit of a different light upon it, which I'd like to share with you today. He begins by saying, La'achar Parshios Vayeshev Vayishlach, after the last two Parshios that we read, She'asku Yaakov Avinu, which primarily deal with the life of Yaakov Avinu, Matchilot Ka'ed Zugot HaParshiot She'oskot Bebanim. We now find the pairs of Parshiot that deal primarily with the children of Yaakov. Ben Echav, Bolet Yosef Begdulato. Yosef immediately stands out and sticks out as the greatest amongst his brothers. Kocho Motzed Bituyav, Bebrachot Yaakov Moshe Elav, Haolot Bekamut Ubeechut, Al Birkot Echav. We can see the manifestation of Yosef's greatness in the way that both his father Yaakov blesses him in Parshas Vayechi, and the way Moshe Rabbeinu blesses his tribe already in the end of the Torah in Vizos HaBracha. Their brachos go on and on, both in quality and in quantity, in terms of what's given to Yosef. The power of his brachos, the scope of his brachos is much grander than any of the other brothers. The other brothers receive very particular brachos detailed to them in the specific situations they faced in life. Yosef's brachos are much more broad. Berchot Shamayim Me'al, Berchot Homer V'Tzetachat, all the blessings of the heavens, all the blessings of the earth, the blessings of the universe, strength and vigor and materialism and spirituality and everything all combined. It's the all-encompassing brachos. Yaakov noten Yosef yoter mimashahu kibel. Yaakov doesn't just pass on the brachot that he got from Avram, from Yitzchak, but he gives over to Yosef even more than he got himself. Mochen Yosef mitchalek lishnei shvatim. So too, what Yosef gives forth is also more than what he got. Meaning Yosef is one to Yaakov, and now Yosef receives two. He receives double. In Ephraim and Menashe, being his tribe being split into two tribes, gaining the status of both the Av and the Ben, the father and the son, being the father figure in terms of being considered like one of the Avos themselves, Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, like Yosef. Just like Yaakov gives birth to tribes, Yosef gives birth to tribes. He has the fatherly status, but he's also the Ben. He's also the recipient of brachos from Yaakov as a child. So he's both the Av and the Ben status, which also indicates his greatness, which also indicates he has this bracha of klaliyot, this bracha of universalism, this bracha that is all-encompassing more than any of the other brothers. Yaakov, he says, Mekir b'koach habracha miyuchad shel Yosef va'oseh ktona pasim. The manifestation of Yaakov's understanding of the greatness of Yosef's character and the importance of his bracha is contained or concretized in his formation of the Ketonot Pasim, the striped coat that he makes in the multicolored coat. Hamiyachadato mishar banav. It's that Ketonot Pasim that distinguishes him from his brothers. Yesh lo harbe pasim, lu'umat shahar shvatim, shelekol echad mehem rak pas echad. Symbolically speaking, he has many stripes, whereas the other tribes only have one stripe. Givan echad miyuchad b'giluyav b'mitziut. Every tribe has one stripe, one form of manifestation in the world, in the reality of the world. But Yosef Ketonot Pasim. Yosef has many stripes. Hu mechil harbe gvanim. He has multicolored, multifaceted. Kol hagvanim, he encompasses everything. Yeshlo et ma'alat haklaliyut. He has the level, he has the status of universalism. He's the all-encompassing figure. Yaakov recognizes it and concretizes it in the coat. Yosef atzmo yodeh et kocho. Yosef also recognizes it. Kefi she'adavar mitkale b'cholomotav. Those are manifest to Yosef. His understanding is manifest in his interpretation of his dreams, in his proclamation of his dreams, which are really just a reflection of his innermost desires and aspirations. All your sheaves are going to bow down to my sheaf. The sun and the moon and the stars, everything's bowing down to me. Those are dreams of great financial status, of great power, of great leadership. Those are the inner murmurings of his heart. He understands that he He has the status of Klaliut. He has the multiple pasim. He has all the gvanim. He has all the refractions of light in the world. He has all the stripes, so to speak. He has the status of Klaliut, the universal status of being able to impact the entirety of the world in a way that his other brothers could not. Yaakov understood it, gives him a ketona pasim. Yosef understands that about himself, and therefore is reflected in these dreams. Einan dvarim betelim. These are not nonsensical dreams. Divrei emet hamitgashmim levasof b'mitziut vehem edut legdulato. These are dreams that actually come to fruition in reality and are therefore a testimony to his greatness. He has many other things to say about Yosef and how he becomes this character. Yaakov is also a dual character, as we talked about a couple of weeks ago. He has two sides to him, and then he actually has two wives, Leah and Rachel, also reflecting two different sides of Yaakov. And Yosef gets the Rachel side, which is the more public side, the status side, the builder of the world side, whereas Leah is the more quiet, more hidden, more spiritual side. The brothers, the other tribes, inherit the quieter, more spiritual, more internal, building, particularistic character, and Yosef gains the more externalized, more communicative, more powerful, more world-building, more universal character, which comes from the extroverted Rachel as opposed to the introverted Leah. And all that comes to connect to Yaakov's character as well. So Yosef is very different from his brothers from the very beginning in terms of his inherited qualities and in terms of how his qualities manifest in the world versus those of the brothers. Rav Aviner says that's really the source of the skirmish, of the struggle, of the animosity between them. Yosef ve'echav chayim mitoch tarumot hadadit. They both have claims on each other. They both have distaste for each other. They both have a disagreement on each other about what they bring to the world. Yosef mevia dibatam ra'ah. Yosef, the world builder, looks at his brothers and he sees they're not doing enough. They're not going outside of themselves enough. They're not like me. They're not seeking leadership and greatness and world building. They're keeping to themselves. They're internal. And therefore he brings dibatam ra'ah. He disagrees. He doesn't understand how they can't be doing more. Tlunato alehem mitbareret bechalomo. His complaint against them is manifest in the form of his dream. His alumati, his sheaf of wheat, is standing strong. Kama alumati v'gam nitzava. It's strong, it's proud, it's leadership, it's center, and theirs are bent over. They're weak. They're bowing themselves down. They're submitting themselves. They're not manifesting themselves in the strongest of ways. Humashimotam bebatlanut. He blames them at inactivity. Bechoser havana binane binyana olam. With a lack of understanding of the way the world works, a way to manifest your power and your leadership in the world. He doesn't understand their ways. That's the source of his complaint on them. But they also have a complaint on him. Gam lahem yesh ha'ashamot elav. They also have blame to place on him. Kifi she'omer lo achar kach Yehuda ki kamocha keparo, like is manifest in Yehuda's comment to him later on once they meet each other in Egypt. Ki kamocha keparo. He secretly was saying to him from the heart of hearts. Of course, in that moment, in the text itself, we don't think that Yehuda knows who Yosef is. But ki kamocha keparo, says Rav Aviner, is actually a manifestation of the deep claims that Yehuda and his brothers had against Yosef. You're like a paro, you're like a leader, you're out there in the world, you're building, I don't understand you. We, the brothers, are focused on spirituality. We, the brothers, are focused on building our family. We're particularistic. We're protecting our brand. We're protecting our father. And you're out there in the world. We don't understand you. So he's out there in the world. He doesn't understand them. You're batlanim. They are particularistic and don't understand him. How are you out there in the world? You're like a paro. It's so foreign to us, not like us at all. They're just on different wavelengths in terms of the manifestation of their qualities in the world. The brothers with one givan, one pus, one stripe, one quality to themselves are very internal and particularistic. Yosef with the Ketonat Pasim is multifaceted. He has many stripes. He has many qualities. And he's out there in the world bringing all those qualities to be able to change the world around him. And therefore they become on totally different wavelengths. Hem choshtim bo shu osek b'sidur ha'chaim toch hafkarat ha'binyan ruchani ha'miuchad l'Yisrael. They view in Yosef that he is sacrificing the building of a particularistic culture, of the uniqueness of the children of Israel, the children of Yaakov, the uniqueness of their spirituality. He's sacrificing all that by dealing with world affairs, sidur hachayim, by arrangements of life, by public affairs. That's their claim on him. His claim on them is, what are you doing? You have this great particularistic brand, and you're sitting there alone, not bringing that out there into the world. They don't realize that those are their particular tafkidim, those are their particular tasks in life. They can't respect the roles that each other have to play. The brothers see in Yosef a new start, a new beginning, something different. Lo yesh ketonat pasim. He has a multifaceted coat. Hu mechil et kol hagvanim v'hu hakol. He has all facets. He represents everything. Hashakul keneged kulam. He is the brand that is weighted against all the others. Adam ze miviet dibatam ra'al avihem gorem lepirudim. And they see him bringing claims against them and causing strife amongst the brothers. Horesu misakin shlimut beit Yisrael. They see him bringing complaints, not respecting their tafkid in life, and bringing strife to the brothers, to the family, and ultimately endangering the wholeness of Israel. They remember that in every generation, one of the brothers is knocked off from the chain of the destiny of the Jewish people. Yishmael and Yitzchak, Yaakov and Esav, they believe maybe Yosef is a danger, is a threat to them, and therefore something that has to be excised. And so the story moves on from there. But Rav Aviner is pointing to here is something very, very important for us to be able to understand, which is number one, the different characteristics of Yosef and his brothers, particularistic and universalistic. Secondly, we have to understand that the source of the strife between them was not just that they were different, but that they were different and they didn't understand each other. They were different and they each thought that they were a threat to each other's goals. The brothers thought Yosef was a threat to their particularistic goal. Yosef thought the brothers were a threat to his universalistic goals. They couldn't see that each of them had a tafkid to play, that if they continued to go in their own directions, would ultimately yield shlemut. They felt that everybody had to be on the same page, rather than everybody on their own page yielding one grand goal. Ultimately, I think what one could say is that in the time of Mashiach, this will be corrected for. The whole belief in Mashiach ben Yosef coming before Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben Yehuda, is the idea that Yosef continues to be the mashbir, to be the provider, to be the mechalkel, to be the leader, to be the powerful universalistic one that takes over and builds Sidur Chaim, builds a way of life. He comes before the Mashiach to set the tone for the world, to take care of the wars, to create a peaceful environment. For then Mashiach ben David, the manifestation of the Yehuda line, to come and create a more particularistic, spiritual a culture in the world that already exists as a peaceful one under the banner of Mashiach ben Yosef. But in that time, they will ultimately serve each other's needs. They will serve in tandem. They will complement each other's qualities, bringing a wholeness and a shlemut to the world. One without the other will simply not be enough. Something perhaps the brothers didn't see enough of in that moment. Perhaps we have to look at our brethren, our brothers, our sisters, our friends, our families, our communities, and be able to see that each of us has different gvanim. We each have different ketonet pasim. We each have different stripes. We each have different refractions of the light of the world, bringing our own qualities to manifest, bringing our own potential to be actualized in the world. And it may not be the same potential as someone else. It may not be in conflict with the potential that someone else actualizes in the world. But if we can all see our little pieces and how they connect rather than how they're at odds, then ultimately our pieces will connect, complement each other, and build something truly great. Shabbat Shalom.